Welcome back to another episode of the Canadian Watch Monkey, guys. Anyway, here we've got two Serica watches. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge fan of these Serica watches. They're a micro brand out of Paris, France. And some of you have been asking to compare the two and which one should I get. Now, I'm going to be quite frank with you. This is the better watch, but this is also a great watch. The price difference is considerable. This one here is going to run you around the $600 mark US. This one here is going to run you around $1,100, $1,200 US, depending on the exchange rates and so on. Because they're based in France, they're using euro. So yeah, you have to kind of factor that in when you get the watches. But two very kind of similar watches, but yet different. They're definitely, this one here is field watch inspired. I don't know if you've heard the term of dirty dozen, but there were some watch manufacturers that were making military type watches. And this is what this is kind of hearkening to. I'll bring out my Hamilton here. This is a Hamilton khaki field mechanical in the 38 millimeter hand wind. And you can see the similarities and where they get the inspiration. You can see the dials are quite similar. There are some differences, of course. The hands are different. This is more of a dive watch kind of style, I would call it. I think Omega was using this, what they call broad arrow hand. I'll show these watches up a little bit closer in a moment or two. But this is kind of a dressier, more versatile watch than this. This is obviously very military type watch, and because of that, it doesn't dress up very well. Whereas when you have something like this, it really can be dressed up or down or whatever. And the Serica watch here is a great size. This one here is about 38 millimeters in size. I can pull out my caliper if I can find the damn thing. And I can't, so don't worry about it. So it's this one is 38 millimeters, whereas this one here, their dive watch, is 39 millimeters. Now, both of these watches, you can order them either with the crown at the 3 o'clock or the 9 o'clock position, which is kind of cool. Not many watch brands are offering that, where you can have the crown on either side. They're both running Swiss movements, and this one is an automatic. This one here is a hand wind. Now, some people complain that, you know what, it shouldn't be a screw-down crown on a hand wind watch. And I disagree. I think that the benefits you get with having a screw-down crown outweighs any kind of shortcomings of having it the other way. And the big benefit with it is the water resistance goes way up. So this is good to 200 meters of water resistance, whereas the Hamilton here, I think it's only rated at 50 meters. So this one you don't want to go swimming with. This one, not a problem. And of course, the dive watch version, the 5303-1 here, you can definitely go diving with. And it's got a great rotating bezel here as well. I'll just show you the case backs on both these watches. And I'll show you the case back on this one here as well. Quite plain, but they sure, what they make up in the, what they make up because of the plainness is the style. And I think that these look absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you some close-ups of these watches right now so you can see the detail, the level of detail. They're both using sapphire glass. The movement in the dive watch is I wouldn't say considerably better, but definitely better than what's in here. This has got a great movement. It's a either using a Soprod or SDP 1-11M, and this one here is using a Soprod Newton 2824 automatic. That's been tested in, I think it's 5 positions with a plus minus of 4 seconds a day, which is better than a Kosk. I'm just going to let you enjoy the look of the watch here a little bit closer. and you can see just how wonderful this watch is. The bezel on this is probably one of the best feeling bezels. It's like silky smooth with just enough resistance. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's just such a solid feeling bezel. There's no back play, and you can see the bezel alignment, I'll show you here, is bang on. Now, there is no play there. And yeah, just exceptionally done. To set the time, of course, you unscrew the crown, and it has a very positive pop. And this position here, you can give it a little bit of a wind to get the watch going if it's been sitting a while. You pop it out to the second position, of course, and now you can set the time. All right, so just leave it, what time is it right now? 4:45, all right, or almost 4:45 anyway. And then to push the crown back in, you just push it in, and then you just screw it down, no problems at all. Yeah, these watches are really nice looking. If you're on the fence about buying one, I would just go ahead and buy one. If you're looking to try get a deal on a used one, good luck. It's probably not going to happen. These are really hard to find. There's actually a waiting list for these. I think if you order today, you'll get it in sometime in October. This one here, I think, is available. The strap here is, of course, kind of cool. That's using the bond clip. If you've watched any of my other videos, the only gripe I have with this watch is the way this snaps into the bracelet here, and you just kind of push down and it locks. But the problem is if the watch isn't snug, this just kind of will pop loose. And yeah, where there is another brand that makes the bond clip, is called Fosner, and I'll leave a link to that as well. By the way, I'm going to be leaving links to all these, anything that I've talked about. So links to Serica. I'll give you some links to some great reviews too that have been done on these watches. This watch here is called the 4512, and it comes in different dial variances. It comes in a black dial, a white dial, a tuxedo. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. But if you go to their website, you can check out all the different dials that they have for this. This one here, they've also got some variances in this. They've got a white dial, and they've also got kind of a dark blue dial, but the bezel insert here is kind of a powdery blue. And this is made of ceramic as well, the bezel insert. If you guys have any questions on these watches, just let me know. Leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer you. But anyway, if you're looking to get just a really great watch, and you find that the 1200 US a little bit too much, go for this one here. I think what's going to happen though, most of you that wind up buying this, again, this model here is called the Commando. You're going to like it so much that you're going to really take a closer look at their dive watch, the 5303. And again, they have, like I said, the different variances. It's the 5303-1, -2, -3. And again, like I said, you can order them with the crowns in reverse position. What I'll do is I'll just show you how this one works as well, the bezel. I mean, not the bezel, the crown. So you unscrew it, and it pops out, and then you just give it a tug, and you can set the time here as well, and then push it back in to screw it down. But yeah, two fantastic watches, 38 millimeter, 39 millimeter. The lug to lugs are pretty decent too. This one here is 12.2 millimeters thick. This one is a little bit, almost the same, I would say, if you compare them. And the lug to lugs are pretty close to the same too. There you can see right there that they're pretty close. They're both using also the 20 millimeter strapping. So if you get one, you can swap some of the straps, but not all of them. This bracelet will not fit here. It's because of the leg positions. If you notice here as well, this has got drilled lugs, so making strap changes is very easy. And for those of you that haven't seen, I pair this watch up with some different color straps, and it looks great on either of these or a black one or whatever. Yeah, just honestly, guys, just a super watch. Serica is a great company. Jerome, the company owner or founder, whatever you want to call him, great guy to deal with. I'll throw these on wrist, and what I'll do as well is I will do a loom shot for you guys. Today, I'm just going to zoom back out. Sorry, I went the wrong way there. I'm wearing my Nomos Club Datum. That's also 38 millimeters. You know what? Maybe I've got this watch here. So what I'll do is I'll compare these two watches. Now, these two are both 38 millimeters, and you can see they actually look pretty much the same size. This has got a little bit longer lug to lug. This is the 39, the dive watch. I'll put that up next to it as well. And you can see here the dial's actually quite small on this because a lot of the real estate is eaten up by the bezel. But by the way, Nomos is a great brand. I will be doing some review on that as well. So I'm going to throw this one on wrist, the dive watch. Just give me a moment here while I do this. So the dive watch here, like I said, is 39 mil. And sometimes it's a little tricky getting it on. Okay, so that's what the 39 mil looks like on my 7-inch wrist. And I would call that pretty much a perfect fit, at least for my taste. Now, I do have bigger watches and smaller watches. And most people don't mind wearing a bigger dive watch. I've actually got a big fan of the Oris Aquis, and I've got a few of those. And I'll throw this one on wrist now for you too. And you'll see what I mean by this thing goes on pretty easy. And then you just kind of go like that. And as long as you wear it snug, it's going to stay on your wrist. If you don't wear it snug, it's going to pop off there. So there you go. That's on my wrist. So hang on a sec. I'm just going to turn off the lights and loom these watches up for you guys. Here's my magic loom maker. So I'll leave this one on wrist. There we go. Just get that loomed up. We'll do this one as well. Now the loom on these watches are really good. They last very long. The dive watch is actually kind of funky when you see it. Okay, so that's, I think, enough. So I'm going to just turn off the lights now, and you can see what it looks like when it's loomed. So you can see there, it's got a really pretty funky loom. Of course, you can see here by the pip, that's at 12 o'clock. And there is the commando lit up. Now, the other variances on this watch, the loom is a little bit different as well. But that's kind of blurry. But you can see that lights up really nice. So there you guys have it. The two Serica watches next to each other. You decide which one you like the best. For value, the Commando is just fantastic. This one here, the dive watch, is a little bit pricey. That's it. I hope you found that informative. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, guys. Take care.